I remember when my dad years ago had some problems in business, and I remember he went to see this accountant, and the accountant said to him, right, Dom, what we're going to do, we make the accounts really simple so we completely understand what's going on. We know exactly what's happening here. It's all absolute crystal clear, right? Now we know where we are. Now we complicate things. We make this more. We add this. We add that. We make this. We add more figures here. We add more figures there. We make that. We split that into 5. We do. So basically, they took the simplicity of their accounts and complicated them for various reasons. Now, I've got to laugh. It didn't work out for them as well, I've got to say. But you know. That's what we do in life too, though, isn't it, really? You know, we overcomplicate things. We take a simple thing, we take a simple things, we make our lives so complicated, and we end up feeling very unhappy because of it, because it seems very hard for people today to embrace any idea of simplicity of living. You know, we have to have so much. Look at all of us in the West, how much we have, and yet when I go to India, and Jane and I have done these things like feeding the Indian children over there, and that a small amount, a tiny amount of money goes a vast way, can fill a whole group of people with what we would spend on a snack, you know. It's just awful. I mean, there's such a bad distribution of wealth, for example, and this is part of the whole complex issue we have of dealing with this idea of simplicity, because when we overcomplicate things we often steal from others sometimes when we do that. You know, it kind of links in with stealing as well. You know, it's this concept in Indian ideas of asteya, a sort of a you know, non-stealing. You know, and it's linked very much in with the idea of simplicity, because you know, every time we overcomplicate things, we take something somewhere. We take something away from the whole. You know, we steal from people's time, for example. You know, we steal from ourselves very often by not having a proper lifestyle. You know, of living badly, or not having the courage to live properly. You know, simplicity certainly makes things simpler. In your own life, I think it's important you can live with all the complexities of the Western world, and it can have it all. You know, I live in a nice house. I've got, you know, I've got everything I need, really, in a way. Certainly compared to people in many countries, you know, you've got what you need. But you have to live with it without being owned by it. You know, we're just passing through this world. I mean, my nan used to say to me, and this really stuck in my mind a lot, she used to say, there are no pockets in a shroud. You can't take it with you, you know. And I thought that when she died, there's no pockets in a shroud. You've gone on to the next world, you know. And all you can take your memories, perhaps. You can take who you are. You can take your feelings. You can take all the love that's experienced in this world, and you can experience that again. That's what we experience when we enter the next life. But we can't take any of it with us, certainly on a material level. And simplicity is needed in ourselves too, not just externally, because don't we overcomplicate things? You know, I do. You will listen to my talk sometimes. I get bogged down sometimes. I over-intellectualize it, and I find myself suddenly in knots. You know, but really we keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid, they say. Simplicity is the way. If you were to think about it, the absolute ultimate truth of existence is not going to be some great complex equation by Einstein, because we'd never be able to actually realize that. We'd never be able to get our heads around it. The ultimate answers to everything has to be so simple, it's beyond form. It's simple, simplicity beyond thought. See what I mean? It's like we have to know it. You know, to know something, we have to be it. So it's simplicity itself. And any amount of intellectualizing, any amount of mathematics, any amount of physics or arts or sciences or anything, and nothing can grasp it. No thought can grasp the absolute simplicity. The absolute simplicity of existence is pure existence, pure love, pure bliss, pure beyondness. See, I can't even begin to give words for it, because none of these words can express the absolute. And there's another word, you see. Simplicity really is beyond form. So from a spiritual sense I'm talking here, simplicity is the absolute final answer to all things, right? And in our terms of our thinking, the simpler we make it, the easier we come closer to understanding. You'll often find someone that don't understand a subject because they talk round it, they complicate it. You know, when someone tells a lie, they usually say too much, don't they? You know, they waffle on and say too much. You know, people say, "I waffle on too much here," but simplicity is the absolute answers. If we want to understand something, simplify it. We want to understand our emotions, simplify them too. Don't complicate it with other issues. Don't complicate it with past problems, old memories, old pains, you know. Keep it simple and we come closer to the true understanding, I believe, of what reality is and who we are. It's simple. Is the future set or can we change it? In my new book, I take a mystical journey to India to do magical remedies that will change my personal destiny. I open a 5,000-year-old secret oracle that tells about what will happen in the future. I meet strange Siddha yogis with miraculous powers who show me how to eradicate the karma that drives events. What I discover changes everything. We can all change our destiny, and maybe together we can change the future of the world as well. Start making that change. My new book, Mystic Journey to India, that has now been made into a major international documentary series, is now available on Amazon.